This evening, police continue investigation into the suspected murder of a Surinamese businessman. Local government COI to reconvene in 2 weeks. Chief Justice sets strict timeline in no-confidence motion court case. In the region, Brazil loosens gun laws in an effort to fight crime. And internationally, Hindus and Muslims clash over cow consumption in India. Greetings to our viewers in Guyana and around the world. Today is Wednesday, January the 16th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Last night, the Guyana Defense Force expressed concern over a recently leaked document that was subsequently reported on by one media entity. The report suggested that the force is preparing for general elections in June, a conclusion they felt may have been taken out of context. The release stated, quote, "The Guyana Defense Force is aware that we are not the authority for specifying the date and/or time by which elections should be held. Any force will always have intelligent anticipation of tasks likely to be undertaken. These tasks, once identified, are issued to subordinates as warning orders, alerting them to the nature of the probable task and should not be misconstrued to mean anything else." End quote. While the GDF is not setting any timelines for elections, Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire is. In this report, Wendell Jeffrey tells us that a decision regarding the no-confidence motion will be given before the end of this month.
On March 28, 2017, after the retirement of Acting Chief Justice Ian Chan, President David Granger administered the oath of office to Roxanne George Wiltshire for her to also act as the Chief Justice. Shortly after then, there were calls for her to be made the substantive Chief Justice. However, George Wiltshire remains as acting in her position. Yesterday, in her capacity as Guyana's leading jurist, the case of the challenge to the no-confidence motion was brought before her. Compton Reed, through his attorney, senior counsel Neil Boston, is arguing that based on the fact that Sharon Das Prasad has dual citizenship, his vote that was cast in favor of the no-confidence motion should be invalidated. Prasad was a member of the coalition and specifically a representative of the Alliance for Change party in the parliament when he cast that disrupting vote that is likely to cripple the David Granger administration. Chief Justice George Wiltshire told the court yesterday that she will give her final ruling to the challenge by the end of January. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Barton Scotland, in maintaining that his ruling that the no-confidence motion was valid, also told the Parliament that he will abide by any ruling of the court. However, any ruling from the Chief Justice for or against the challenge is likely to be appealed to the level of the Caribbean Court of Justice. In 2015, a similar no-confidence motion threat brought down the PPP's Donald Ramotar government 2 years before the scheduled end of its 5-year term. For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. When CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque responded to questions surrounding the December 21st vote, his sentiments are that, quote, "the democratic process is at work," end quote. Ambassador LaRocque was asked about CARICOM's position on the government taking the matter to the Caribbean Court of Justice. He responded, quote, "We have to allow the democratic process to work. We have been observing, we have been looking on and watching on, but the democratic process is at work," end quote. Further, the ambassador said that the matter is before the courts and that the process should be allowed to run its course. However, he suggested that it should be done swiftly. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, police continue investigation into the suspected murder of a Surinamese businessman, and local government COI to reconvene in 2 weeks. But first, here are today's foreign currency exchange rates. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go. Welcome back. As the GPF continues their probe into the murder of Surinamese businessman Nintendo Omara Singh, police in Suriname have arrested several persons in connection with the recent major drug bust in Paramaribo. Here is Esther Sobers with more.
Police Divisional Commander Paul Langevine has informed the media that a major investigation has been launched into the execution-style murder of the Surinamese businessman Omishwar Singh. In an invited comment to the Guyana Chronicle, the commander said his ranks will be reviewing surveillance footage of the area and intelligence sharing with their Surinamese counterparts. The police are reportedly seeking the last persons to have come into contact with the businessman, including a person he is believed to have stayed with while in Guyana. Omishwar Singh, the Nikeri Surinamese-based exporter of Nivash rice, was wanted in connection with one of the largest drug busts in Suriname, which occurred on Tuesday last. Surinamese media reported that a cocaine was found in a shipment of rice that was destined for France. Several persons were detained, including Omishwar Singh's brother. Nitendar was initially questioned and released and has been reportedly missing in Suriname since Friday. A post-mortem is expected to be conducted soon before the body can be handed over to the family and Surinamese authorities. Meanwhile, Surinamese police has arrested 4 persons in connection with the drug bust, including 2 clearance officers, a truck driver, a customs officer. The Suriname authorities estimate the drug's surface street value of over 4 to 2 billion Guyana dollars. For Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The Ministry of Education will be introducing robotics at the primary level in 2019, and it is the intention that this tool will be used as a tool to deliver quality education to the nation's children. Assistant Chief Education Officer Carol Ben explained that the effort by the Education Ministry is in its continued effort to promote STEAM education in schools, STEAM being an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. She said, quote, "Robotics will empower our pupils to make wise choices, develop their problem-solving skills where they will be able to think and act quickly in different situations, develop deep critical thinking, and concretize learning while building skills in navigating successfully through STEAM," end quote. According to Ms. Ben, by introducing robotics early in the school educational curriculum, students can also build interest in this field and nurture their talents. Ms. Ben noted that the initiative will be piloted with the grade 4 pupils across the country in 2019, and that grade 4 teachers will be trained before the rollout of the program. In this report, Esther Sobers tells us that the Commission of Inquiry into City Hall will reconvene later this month.
It works there.
In Battletown, Clerk Royson King requested more time from the Local Government Commission to answer to questions regarding misconduct brought against him. However, seeing as several other city officials have also asked for more time, the Commission has granted the extension. King will be expected to face the Commission again on January 25th. In an interview with Guyana Chronicle, the LGC chairman, Mortimer Mingo, noted that the body is expected to look into other recommendations contained into the report, including the call for a forensic audit and criminal investigations. Mingo also confirmed that the Audit Office and the Guyana Police Force have been notified in writing. Additionally, on Monday, the Commission issued a press statement addressing the COI investigation, which stated that their intention to pursue the clearest possible resolution of several findings and recommendations that have emerged from the Commission of Inquiry into the administration, operation, and management of the financial affairs of the mayor and councillors of the city of Georgetown. For Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break. Brazil loosens gun laws in an effort to fight crime. And Hindus and Muslims clash over cow consumption in India. But before that, here's this week's Virtual Attraction schedule.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go. Welcome back. Now we take a look at news from the region. Brazil is the world's murder capital, but the new president says he's determined to change that. The new far-right president believes arming his population will decrease crime. Jair Bolsonaro has signed a decree relaxing gun ownership laws, but the decision may have had a negative effect with accusations of human rights violations and the rise in the rate of homicides by 5% over the same period in 2017. Al Jazeera's Barbara Angopa reports.
Brazil's new far-right president believes arming his population will decrease crime. There were 64,000 murders in Brazil in 2017. 43,000 of them were gun-related. These statistics make Brazil the bloodiest country in the world outside war zones. Now Jair Bolsonaro is following through on a campaign promise he made. He signed a decree that will make it easier for people with no criminal record to buy up to 4 guns and keep them at home.
What I can say with satisfaction is that I signed this decree made for a lot of good citizens, for the good citizens to have peace inside their homes.
The edict doesn't extend to carrying weapons in public, even if concealed. That right remains restricted to police, public and private security personnel, and the military. The latest government data shows that out of the country's 210 million people, 330,000 registered to have a gun. But the Justice Ministry says there are some 8 million weapons in the country illegally.
I think that this decree very clearly opens the way for violence in the countryside.
A group that monitors violence says data shows an increase in the number of firearms in circulation correlates to the rise in the number of gun-related deaths.
I think that increasing the number of weapons in a society is going to cause harm and it will increase violence.
Last year, Brazil deployed thousands of soldiers and police in response to a huge spike in violent crime. But the decision may have had a negative effect, with accusations of human rights violations and the rate of homicide spiking up by 5% over the same period in 2017. The newly elected president may think this is the answer to bring down crime, but more than half of his population aren't fired up by his plan. Barbara Angopa, Al Jazeera.
And in international news, France 24 reports that clashes between Hindus and Muslims in India is on the rise over cow consumption.
They call themselves the Gau Raksha, cow protectors. This is one of hundreds of vigilante groups of radical Hindu nationalists all over India who arm themselves and go out to protect what for them is a sacred animal.
Praying and protecting cows is our religion. Hindus are always ready to save cows. We see them as a mother figure.
Hindus have always considered cows sacred, but recently it has become a trigger for violence against India's Muslim community. When Hindu nationalist Narendra Modi came to power in 2014, He made it one of his campaign promises to shut down abattoirs.
All Indians must look after cows. They should be pious and organize ceremonies in their honor. This will enrich our country.
Now the slaughter of cows is banned in most Indian states. And as a result, Muslims who run the country's cattle trading and beef industry are ostracized and threatened. In the north of New Delhi, these warehouses used to host one of the biggest cattle markets in the region. But the new laws have forced thousands of butcheries and abattoirs to close. Militias of cow protectors patrol the roads looking for people transporting cattle. They stopped this lorry, suspecting cows were hidden inside.
Show us your documents. I said show us your documents.
The driver said they were just cows for milking, and the militia let him go on his way. The story doesn't always end so happily. People have been killed by angry mobs for eating beef or slaughtering cows. At least 39 people have died in such attacks since 2014. In April 2017, a vigilante group attacked the father and 2 sons of this family of cattle breeders. The father died of his wounds.
We're scared after what happened to my father. Now we refuse to breed cows.
There have been at least 240 attacks by cow vigilantes in 2 years, and only a dozen arrests.
Here's your 3-day weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in 6:30 tomorrow morning for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out for this newscast saying, thank you, welcome to your home, and do have a blessed evening.